Good afternoon. Welcome to our Igniting the Spark series. My name is Manpriya, a senior paralegal here at Ignition. Today, I'm joined by James Green, co-founder at Appetite App. Welcome, James. How are you doing today?
Yeah, all good. Thank you.
We're super excited to learn more about you, the company, and your experience in terms of working with us. So I'll get straight to the questions. Briefly, what does your business do and its purpose?
Yeah, so I co-founded Appetite in November 2023 with my triplet brother. And we started off back in November 2023 as a mobile app to help people save, track, and share their favorite restaurants. And since then, it's evolved into a lot more than that: a coordination tool, a planning tool, a booking tool, a place where you do everything on your dining journey, from finding the restaurant to planning with friends, coordinating to actually booking, and then leaving your thoughts. We call it a memory after the meal, so you can tell your other friends on the platform what it was like and if they should go there. So Appetite really works friend to friend, and it's getting the restaurants the right visibility using people's networks.
So, what originally sparked the idea to start the business?
Yeah, so both me and my brother, co-founder Toby, we are massive foodies. All we talk about is food, where to go, where our next meal should be.
Great.
But the discovery to booking journey was just so fragmented. So we wanted to develop something that will streamline this whole thing. So that's what Appetite came about and why it came about. Obviously, it's evolved since then and the product has changed, but that's really why it started. And we're both bigger foodies now than we were, which is quite something, bearing in mind all we live for was food, basically. So it's a real passion of ours.
Sounds like the app that I need to download.
Yeah, and I think one more thing to add there is that we both also saw that so many good restaurants weren't succeeding and that had empty seats and empty tables and just weren't generating enough traffic. We wanted to create a tool that actually enabled restaurants to be fuller at more times of the day and actually keep them open because too many good places are closing down. So it's kind of on both sides, actually.
So, what has been the toughest challenge you've faced so far?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but launching a consumer app is no easy task. I still remember the first 6 to 12 months where you're trying to put something out there because you want feedback and you want people using it, but people don't use it because the product isn't good enough. And you're thinking, should I put this out? Should I not? Do we build in public? Do we not? And we were firm believers of, yeah, we have to build in public and we have to get people using it and feedback. And the more we did it, the more we were able to refine the product and the more people started using it. And we always say still today, but back when we were trying to get this off the ground, we need to have our power users. We need to have 50, 100, 200 people that just love what we do. And we focus on that. And they started to bring their friends, and then it kind of spread from there. So it was really finding our core audience: 20 people, 50 people, 100 people. Finding that isn't easy. That took about 6 months, but getting enough people that love us, actually spread the word, say, hey, I use Appetite, really allowed us to grow. So it's just finding the people that love what we do and resonated with us, the brand and the product.
Interesting. So, what piece of advice would you give to other entrepreneurs and leaders?
Don't try set up a consumer mobile app. If you do want to go into the space, you have to be determined, ambitious, do things differently, stand out. Now with technology and the increase in AI, you can build an app super easily. You can build an app overnight. So the defensibility that you did have even 2, 3 years ago, which was maybe you were 6 months ahead, a year ahead, you're not ahead anymore. So you have to do things differently. You have to be bold. You have to stand out. You need people to resonate with you because at the end of the day, that's your defensibility. As soon as someone loves you, wants to be a part of your brand, the chances of them moving away are much less. So I think it's that route.
That makes sense. And what about any achievements that you're most proud of and why?
It's a good question. I think it's how we've been able to help the
Mm.
restaurants. We've scaled super quickly on the consumer side. We have hundreds of thousands of users that use Appetite, which is great. And that is an achievement in itself. but I don't think I could sit here saying we would have achieved anything if we didn't achieve keeping more restaurants open. I don't know if you see, but we see every day more and more restaurants
Yeah.
are shutting down. And if we weren't able to do our bit in keeping them open, they're the heartbeat of our neighborhoods, they're the heartbeat of society. This is where people meet. If we didn't do our bit in keeping them open, then what would we have achieved? And I think that especially in our latest project, which we call Neighborhoods, we bring together all the great restaurants in the neighborhood with all their local neighbors and get people dining locally, which is one, good for the environment, but two, even better for the restaurants. So I say that is something that I'm most proud of, and I know the rest of the team are super passionate about this too.
That sounds really exciting and well done. What one piece of advice would you share with your younger self if you were doing this all over again?
Ah, it's a good question. I think what I know now is we tried a lot of different things on the marketing side. So when I said earlier you have to be bold and be different, we were certainly different, and we tried things that were maybe too different. We tried, I mean, one of the things we tried was a bake-off. So our take on the Great British Bake Off, where we got influencers in, all wearing Appetite branded aprons, and they were doing this event, and we were expecting it to go viral. It didn't. And this was right at the beginning, and we got a little bit down about that, as that was our big thing. This is what we were working towards. And one, I would say we need to know a lot more before embarking on these events. So do your research, see what's working, see what's not. But two, um, take good risks. So if something's going to be very expensive to pull off and you can't be certain of a successful outcome, I would say don't do
Mm.
it. If things might be a little bit more affordable and you can afford to make mistakes, 100% go and do it. Make the mistakes, try things out. That's the way to learn. So I just say it's taking good risks, not taking silly risks. Not that we took many,
Mhm.
obviously, but just being aware of the risks that you are taking and the activations you are doing in order to drive traffic.
Thank you for that. And what led you to work with Ignition Law?
I think that's a good question. At the beginning, I think we were looking for a startup friendly
Yeah.
law firm. So someone that kind of got the journey that we wanted to go on. I think we were speaking to law firms and we had very good relationships with other law firms. It was too corporate for us. We were looking someone that understood where we're at in our journey, understood where we
Right.
want to be, and a partner almost that could see us through our seed round, seed extension, Series A, etc. Someone that could come with us on that journey and really handhold us at the beginning because we didn't know a lot. We know a lot more now, but some of the things we didn't know, and we wanted someone that wouldn't make us feel uncomfortable if we didn't know the right answer, if we didn't know the answer to a question. Someone that could guide us through it was very important because we wanted to surround ourselves with people that have helped other people achieve similar things, albeit maybe not in the same category, but people have gone from a startup to a scale up, IPO, whatever it might be. So we were looking for that kind of partner, and I think Ignition have delivered on that. I know I don't work as closely with Ignition, but our CRO Gabriel works very closely with them, and it's a great relationship. So I think we got everything out of it, and yeah, the reason was we were a startup and we wanted someone to really guide us through that journey.
That's really good to hear. I'm glad we were able to help. So how did Ignition support you through this and what difference did we make?
Yeah, thinking back to it, I think Ignition were part of our journey since our pre-seed round, if I'm not mistaken. I think we incorporated the company with another law firm, and then we're looking for someone to hold our hand at the beginning. And Ignition have been with us through three funding rounds, all different things along the way. Any advice we need, someone that we can bounce ideas off, talk to them, different rulings, things like that, things that we need to be aware of. So English are quite proactive in letting us know, saying, "Hey, this on your T's and C's needs to change on your privacy policy, etc., etc." So it's a sounding board as well as a company that's being proactive, which I think is very important because it's all very well us asking the questions, but if we don't know all the questions to ask, then it's kind of pointless. So Ignition have been able to guide us, proactively and listen to us when needed, which I think makes a really good partnership, and it's provided a fantastic working environment.
And what do you value most about working with the Ignition team?
Yeah, I think I touched on it already, but I think it's a place and a space and then a relationship where we can ask anything. There's no stupid questions. You don't feel like you're hurried out of a room. It's friendly. And at too many, I say corporates, be it legal or accounting, it's not like that. And we're a startup, we're young and we're fun. And we want that to translate into things that are more serious, such as legal advice. It doesn't have to be so boring and monotone and you get on the call, it's time for 14 minutes, you get your invoice and you carry on. It doesn't have to be like that. And I feel like it hasn't been like that. And we can get on the call, we can have a chat about our day and what's going on and the football and so on and so forth. And it's more of a relationship than a time thing that you know you're being billed for, which is good for the legal team, but it's not so good for the clients. And hence why we do enjoy our time working with Ignition.
What keeps your spark alive, both inside and outside of work?
With inside, I mean, I have to say food, right? If I say anything else, my marketing team will shoot me. Every day we're talking about restaurants, going out with friends, family, colleagues, and trying to make an impact on this world, a positive impact. I think there's just so much negativity around, and people are always talking about what's going on in the world, and they actually forget to enjoy themselves and to have fun. And at least what we see in our target demographic is those 20 to 35, let's say. And we see more than ever, people just want to go out and be with their mates, enjoying themselves, their partners, their families. And if we can be that bridge between finding somewhere to go, delivering a great experience, and you telling your friends about it, post it so that they can go, I feel like we're doing our bit in making this world a slightly more appealing place and a fun place. So yeah, I'd say what gets me excited is food, restaurants, things like that. But what we're really passionate about is allowing others just to go out and have a great time easily and be with their friends and make that as easy as possible for them.
Thank you. And what about any book, video, TED Talk, quote, or a single piece of advice you can share to our SME community?
Yeah, I'd say I listen to a lot of founders and I listen to a lot of things. And I agree with it, and I disagree with a lot of things I hear. And I think the biggest lesson I've learned is talk to everyone. You can learn something from everyone, be it your most junior employee, be it your most senior. You can learn something from everyone, and that's just so important. If you don't listen to your employees, why are they working for you? There's no point. So I say listening is really key. And then I think for founders also raising money. I think that there's a fear amongst founders of talking to high net worth individuals, talking to private equity firms, talking to family offices. I think that stigma comes from obviously you're talking to people who are successful or you're wanting to raise money. At the end of the day, we're all human. No one's better than anyone else. And when you are in those meetings, just be confident and be yourself first and foremost. I think if you are yourself, you're more personal and personable, and people are more likely to actually build a relationship with you. And I think that's how you be successful. If you build relationships with people and meaningful relationships with people of all walks of life in all sectors, I think that's the most important thing. So it's actually being nice, being personable, but listening. If you don't listen, I think you're going to struggle, honestly. And I think that for me is my biggest
Thank
advice.
you, James. That was incredibly useful piece of advice. I'm definitely taking that on board for myself too.
Well, I would say one thing, and my wife still tells me today that I don't listen. So I am listen, listen, listen. I believe I listen, but I get home and I'm told I don't listen. So listen to your wife and listen to anyone at work.
Thanks so much, James. It was great having you today. I'm sure our listeners and foodies in brackets have learned a lot about you and the company, because I certainly have. Also, thank you so much for choosing us. We really enjoy working with yourselves and hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, of course, we've loved it too, and long may this relationship continue. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.